Hello. I love the non-fading. Boom, we're here.
Yeah, I got to work on that one. But hey.
Welcome to Relationship Rehab. I am Lee.
And I am Paul. Come on, this is
And we are back.
nice.
No, I know. This is looking much nicer. It's only taken us 2 months to get to this part. I like to say, I like the way I say us because I've done nothing for all this. So that's not my job.
Yeah, that's right.
Not my job.
There.
This is Relationship Rehab, where we talk about relationships of all kinds. Today we're going to be talking about healthy divorce. Before we do that, we discuss, relationships in general, what's going on, with the world and such. We've been off the air for like 2 months.
Yeah.
We were in Florida
For like a month.
For the holidays. And
we really had all intentions of doing the show from Florida and stuff, and that just wasn't going to happen. It just seemed way too difficult.
Plus, we were at my brother's house that has the most weirdest internet connection.
Yeah.
It comes in waves. It's like, oh look, we're on. No, we're not.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Oh wow.
Keep talking.
And so there was that, and then we came back, and we've had our own little technical difficulties with this and getting back into the swing of things. Last week I was in Colorado, so obviously no show. Let's see. For those of you who've never watched the show, I'm a psychotherapist. I've been a psychotherapist for 20-something years. I don't have to tell you what the something is. And worked. I concentrated on marriage and family therapy and addiction. And actually, addiction within marriage and family is really what my forte was. Did we just get? Okay, I can't see which camera.
What?
There's like 15 camera thingies in front of us right now.
All of them are the same.
Okay, cool. Well, because that one looks like we don't have a head.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what I've done for 20-something years. I ran programs. My youngest client was 2. Oldest has been 95. I've worked with every age group in between. I used to work in prisons with sex offenders.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff. And the thing is that, working with sex offenders, that's all relationship stuff. And I don't know, I know people are like, oh, that's gross, but that's like really heavy-duty relationship
It really is.
stuff. That's like the gross part of relationship stuff. What else? Child abuse. I worked with that.
Oh, yeah.
So in 20 years, you get to do a lot of stuff and get smacked around a bit too. So got tired of being smacked around. So now I just do relationship rehab.
That's right.
And we also write for Coupledom, coupledom.com. That's where you're going to be able to read all this good stuff in case you've missed it.
Mm-hmm. And in the last 20 years, I've kind of hung around. I get coffee.
Yeah.
It's my job.
We've been married for 23 years. We have 3 children. One's in college in Colorado.
Mm-hmm. One's at school and one's downstairs.
And
we're trying to keep him downstairs.
We got a freshman in college. We got a preschooler.
Yes.
In case you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
Freaks.
Uh-huh.
And they're ours because we've been together for 23 years. So do the math. Let's see.
Oh, something you need to know. We're not the only ones who apparently have been trying to work things through and make it better. The system that we use here, if you want to chat with us, now you can chat. You hit the chat button and you can log in with Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever silly old account you have.
Psychic.
Yeah, log in and that way you can chat with us. While we live chat while we're doing this.
Right. Unless you're watching this on playback,
and then you can.
On Mingle Media TV or our YouTube channel, Coupledom1, then there's no chat.
Yeah.
But if you leave us comments and stuff like that, we'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the kind of people we are. Yeah. And if you have any questions or whatever and you don't feel comfortable sharing them on a live chat, you could send it to us at info@coupledom.com, and it's free psychotherapy. What can I say? We're givers.
That's right. Best price.
I know. Free. Our favorite price.
Yeah.
So why are we talking about divorce? That's such a bummer kind of thing. But the thing is, we are in divorce season. The first
I
6...
didn't know that there was a divorce season.
There is a divorce season.
Hunting, fishing,
Yeah.
and divorce.
Apparently, from January 1st to Valentine's Day is breakup time. It works for divorces. It also works for just general couples dating and stuff like that. And
general breakups. Huh?
yeah, the reason being is that people kind of decide at the end of the year to make a fresh start. So that's why most divorces are filed in January and the beginning of February. And they kind of just start, apparently the statistics go, it's a big push, and then as you get closer and closer to Valentine's Day, it kind of tapers off.
Now, does Valentine's Day bring up or down the statistics here?
It brings it down.
Yeah.
Apparently people don't want to be dicks for Valentine's Day.
Yay.
Isn't that nice? And I bet it just picks right back up after that.
I'm sure.
But, it's like when you're looking at a statistic in the United States of over 50% of all marriages end up in divorce. Mm-hmm. And I said over 50%. Because since the economy started getting wonky, the number has gone over 50%.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Slightly, but it's there. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to talk about what's up with this. Why all the divorces? What, was the statistic in place back in the 30s and 40s? No, it wasn't. Because people actually took that idea of forever meaning to mean forever. Now, do I think that's a good thing? No. I mean, so we're clear. And a lot of people get very black and white about this, but we're not. We are not pro-marriage. We're pro-happy and healthy marriage.
Right.
And there is a big difference between saying that, oh yeah, marriage. No. If you're not happy and you can't make it happy, get out.
Right. We know a lot of people that we've told them, it's like, don't get married.
Don't get married. It's like, why the hell are you married?
Right. Get divorced. Yeah. Where it's not about marriage. It's about that healthy relationship.
Right.
We want people to be happy.
Yeah. That's the bottom line. I mean, we've actually had people that say, it's like, well, we'd ask you the question, but we know how you guys feel about relationships and about marriage and stuff. It's like, well,
how do we feel?
How do we feel about that?
Tell us.
And it's like, well, you guys are all, with your happy marriage, and you think everybody should be. I'm like, no. Stop.
Yes, we do. We think everybody should be happy.
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah.
Whether it's in marriage or not.
Mm-hmm.
And
matter of fact, one of the first things that we usually say is be happy alone.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
if you can't be happy alone, why are you going to be happy with somebody else?
Right. It's a lot of pressure on the other person.
Yes. I put so much pressure on him. Keep me happy.
That's right.
Keep me happy.
I keep you happy. See the smile?
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It is true. And, that's the whole name of the game. I mean, how boring would life be if you're just, making...
Speaking of keeping you happy, let me get you some more coffee. Go ahead. Keep going.
See? That's how he does it.
That's right.
Yeah.
We need a coffee sponsor.
Yes, we need a coffee sponsor.
New year, that doesn't change.
Yeah. So, divorce. Why is it so easy to get divorced nowadays? I mean, what's happening right now because of the economy, because what happens is, okay, look at the world like a big, like a neck, like a shoulders and stuff like that. As the world gets tense because of the economy, because of, is Israel going to invade Iran? Is, what other new thing? Is this horrible thing going to happen to here? The elections and stuff like that. As we get tense, what happens is that we tend to lash out. And it's funny, not funny, actually it's quite sad, that we tend to lash out to the people that we know aren't going to go anywhere, which is our family. So we take things for granted. And one of the biggest relationship we take for granted is our marriage. Always. It's like if you've been married for a little while, it's like, oh yeah, well, he's going to be there tomorrow. I don't have to be nice today. He'll be here tomorrow. And, or, he's like, I had a shitty day at work. I don't have to be nice to my wife. I could continue my grumpiness. I'm not going to do it with my coworkers because I might get fired.
That's right.
But I could do it at home.
Mm-hmm.
Because, hey, it's my house.
Yeah. It's easier to get fired than, get divorced.
Yeah. So I don't want to push it at work.
Right.
And we always think that there's a tomorrow. That we always think that there's a tomorrow to solve things. And there really isn't.
Or it'll blow over.
It'll blow over.
Right. And
or
nobody
we'll
will
forget
remember.
about it.
Yeah.
Or, So I was a dick once. Well, guess what? If you were a dick once, you're going to be a dick again.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this just to the guys. Girls. Bitchiness is we complain about hormones and bitchiness and all that. You do realize that you're hurting somebody. You do realize that you're letting the wrath of the hormones out on somebody. And for the life of me, I've met way too many women that justify that behavior. Like, it's okay. Like, this, he signed up for this. No, he didn't sign up for this. Trust me, he did not sign for this. And while we're having this conversation, this goes for any type of, relationship. Girl, guy.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. Be nice to each other.
Right.
Right? But if you can't be nice to each other, and you decide, I'm not happy in this, and I can't see myself getting happy in this, then you introduce the possibility of divorce.
Right.
And maybe I could be happy alone, and maybe I could be happy without you. Right? And one of the things that spurred on this topic that we wrote about it a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, on Coupledom, was all the divorces, like all the celebrity divorces.
Mm-hmm.
It was like every day, And the thing is that it's even people that you're like, really, you're gonna get divorced? Wow, you were surprising that that people are getting divorced. So
yeah, that's every day. I have my little Alexa toolbar at the top that tells me what the current trends are and that kind of stuff. And they were somebody getting divorced, some famous person.
Yeah,
or two or three of them.
Yeah.
At one time.
And then you got to go, wow, what's with the celebrity ones? Okay, now I can get the regular people who aren't making much money, tension's much higher. I get that that statistic, but all the celebrity ones, and it's all for all these like really messed up reasons. Like what is it? The Deion Sanders thing. The wife is saying that he would pay her for sex.
Oh, I didn't read that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like, what kind of sick, twisted crap is this? But, of course, we have to read it because, this is research for us.
I'll pay you for sex.
Like you have to.
You take a check?
From you? No, I don't think so.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. See? Happy. Playful. That's how it works.
I just like the whole concept of giving her a check and then having sex and then she'll give it back to me to go deposit.
Yeah, because I don't like going to the bank.
Yeah.
No. Did you deposit the check? Oh, yeah, I deposited the check.
All right.
Yeah. In my private account? See, one of the things I think that people lose when they stop being happy with each other is stop being playful with each other.
Oh, yeah.
And I've met so many serious couples out there. It's like, when do you guys have fun? Mm-hmm. Because I have fun all the time with this guy.
All the time?
Pretty much all the time.
Yay.
It's very rare that we don't argue very often. We definitely don't stay mad at each other.
No. It's too much of a waste.
I'm not going to waste my time doing that.
Yeah.
It's just get to the good part. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying, sex after...
Yeah, no.
We don't believe in that, makeup sex. But anyway, so we want to talk about healthy divorces. But before you can get to a healthy divorce, you have to come up with, why are you breaking up? And the reason why people break up is whatever, you know. Number one, used to be money. Well, no, it's money is number one. Infidelity is number two. Abuse is number three. Abuse, neglect is number three. And then, you know, there's that, you know, oh, we grew apart.
Right. Yeah,
and
just general irreconcilable differences.
yeah, and usually what that means, that's code for you were mean to me, and I'm not going to put up with that crap anymore.
Right, yeah. Or
Sadly.
at least you weren't supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. So
why?
Why? Those are your reasons. So then what happens is, yeah. So what happens is that you get angry. And most divorces come from a place of anger. You know, few people decide, you know what, it's best for us to divorce. And let's just separate. And I think more and more people are doing things like that. But what happens is, and I know that I'm going to get in trouble with certain attorneys for this, because I've already gotten nasty little comments from attorneys. But you go to an attorney saying, okay, we want to file for divorce, and the attorney has to play out a certain scenario.
Right.
And the scenario is, if you want what you want, then we have to ask for the extreme.
Right. They have a role.
They have, that's their role. And I get their role, and I respect what they're trying to do.
Negotiating strategy, you know, if you want half of it, then you have to start at 100%. You know,
and whittle your way down.
Yeah, that's
so.
But that's not
healthy.
Right, that's not the way to live your life. After you step out of that lawyer's office, then a different strategy has to come into play.
Right, but here's the problem. Okay, we're still in the lawyer's office. Okay. Let's not walk out yet, because there's a whole one to this.
Got it.
We're talking about the 5 steps to healthy divorce. The first step is, whose drama are you going to play out? The lawyers have a game. And I'm not saying this as a negative thing. If you want what you want, they have to play a certain game. So, like my wonderful husband is saying, negotiation strategy. I'm going to ask for the extreme and then negotiate down. Now, to ask for the extreme, I also have to make a case for it. So every little thing you've ever done becomes known.
Right.
Oh, that time that you took off your clothes outside because you were drunk. Well, guess what? That little private, funny secret that you guys had now becomes public.
And remember, the judicial system is set up on a victim-abuser system.
Right.
That is the way it's built. So that's what your lawyer is looking for.
Right.
Is
how did they victimize you?
Yes.
How did they victimize your children? Because I'm going to bring in kids, because a lot of marriages have kids. So, how did your spouse not be a parent? So let's say that you decided, well, this isn't going to work. Why don't you leave the house for a while? And as a good person, you decide, okay, I'm gonna do this. But then you find that his or her attorney uses that to say, oh, they abandoned us.
Okay, Rick, scram.
And that kind of stuff.
I can't.
Yeah, sorry. We got
someone to help me press the Mario Kart.
Okay, play a different game.
I am.
Okay, scram.
Paul, give him 2 seconds.
I don't know how to
okay.
make that Mario Kart.
So,
go.
he's 5.
Go.
And he's forlorn. So, anyway, so yeah. So you have, all of a sudden, you're trying to be the nice guy or the nice girl, and this is coming up like an abandonment. So then you feel hurt. So what ends up happening is that you feel the need, or your lawyer feels the need, to hurt back. And certain things start coming out. And everything has to be very contentious. So you might have gone into the divorce with all these wonderful ideas, but your attorneys know how it's going to play out in the judicial system. Okay? And of course, what other dramas can you play out? Well, your family. Your family and friends are on your side. So if they're on your side, then he's a dick, he's a jerk, or she's a bitch, and that doesn't change. Because everybody feels the need to, when a couple splits up, they need to split up too. Who's going to take these people, who's going to take those people? And it's almost like division of property with friends and family as well. And so everybody has to take a side. Well, this is where divorces become more contentious. Because everybody takes a side, everybody has an opinion. This is happening because, the rumors start flying that she cheated, he cheated, oh, he was an asshole, she was a bit... It just becomes bigger and bigger. And, you go from having this discussion and deciding, what, this is best for us, to start getting bigger and bigger and uglier and uglier. So,
you kind of start buying into the hype.
Right. So, don't play at anybody's drama.
Right.
Remember what you agree on, okay? And one of the things I strongly suggest, one attorney.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you have one attorney, then the idea of having to show that one of you is you don't have that anymore.
What state was it that has the mediation stuff?
I'm not there yet.
Well, I don't know this.
You read what we wrote, didn't you?
Yeah, but I don't know where you're at.
Yeah, but that's like number down the line.
Oh.
Relax.
Okay, it seemed like a next logical thing.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is the next logical thing. Shh. Okay, you're right. Okay, it's 9:22. We gotta build it up.
Okay. Everybody, are you waiting for get the anticipation going? Come on.
No, I'm gonna... One of the problems that there is during divorce is you might have one of you who has the opinion of, I just want to get out of this.
Yeah.
Okay? And I've seen this so many times.
Yeah.
This one I've actually seen more than the actual ugly contention ones.
Yeah, I'll sign whatever.
Yeah, I'll sign whatever. Just get me the hell out of this. In fact, what was that movie, Crazy Stupid Love?
Yeah.
Where,
that's the way he basically opens up.
It opens up with, she wants a divorce, she's having an affair, and they're driving home after she tells him this, and he's like, just be quiet, and she keeps wanting to talk, and he's like, you really just need to shut up. It's like, and if you don't shut up, I'm just going to get out of the car.
Yeah.
So he opens they're driving, he opens the door, and he just jumps out of the car.
But that was his conversation in the car, was, I'll sign whatever.
No. And then when she finds him on the floor, he goes, just stop talking about it. I'll sign whatever you want. Yeah. Just stop talking about it. Mm-hmm. And this is a really unhealthy place to be. What ends up happening is, and I've seen this a lot with women. With men, I think men do that too, but women play it out more ugly, because all the women I've ever seen have always been these powerful women who go, here, just take it all.
Right.
I don't care. Just take it. Yeah. Oh, what? You want half of the house? Sure, take half the house. Uh-huh. You want? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, no, I'll keep the kids and I'll do all that. Mm-hmm. You don't have to pay me child support. You don't have to do any of that, which is also illegal. Yeah. But,
do we have the thing on there about always being in a relationship? Is that, or am I jumping?
No, you're jumping.
I'm jumping again?
You're jumping. You're just too excited.
I am.
Relax. Okay. So, and of course, since I wrote my notes in squiggle, he can't see them anyway.
Yeah.
Here. How about if I do this?
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Okay.
So, don't read them. How's that? Okay. So, you can't do that either. Okay? You can't show your underbelly just because you want to be free of a situation. You can't take the position of the bigger person while being a victim.
Yeah.
You see, because what you're doing is surrendering not that good surrender. The, you know, I accept what is. The more, this is my underbelly, and do whatever you want, because I'm so done with you. Okay? That is not a good place to be, because then what happens is that you go ahead and you get divorced and whatever, and a year down the line, you realize, oh my God, I got so screwed. Well, because you allowed that.
Right. You allowed yourself to be victimized some more.
Yeah. And you're thinking that you're taking this high road, and everybody's like, wow, you know, you're so, why aren't you? Because I'm so done with it. Well, no. You can't be done with it in this idea that you just want to be over with it.
Right.
You have to work it out, because you are always in
relationship
with your ex.
Yeah. Your ex isn't going to disappear. There is no portal that they're going to walk into and you will never see them again. It just generally doesn't happen that way. Obviously, if you have kids, definitely isn't going to happen that way. And even if you don't, we know people who've got divorced and, you know, it's the dogs or the insurance. You know, I mean, those are two of them that you know, I know specifically is, you know, they still were on the same insurance.
They're still in the same house.
Oh yeah, there's those.
Because I mean, nowadays with the economy the way it is, I'd love to get divorced from you, but I can't get out of here.
Right, I can't afford to move somewhere.
So we actually have to live together while we're divorced. These are all things that are, you know, are happening right now in people's homes. You know, it's like having to move back because you can't afford being away.
Right.
And how are you going to afford, you know, paying child support or whatever if you can't live?
I mean, in my life experience, I know exactly 0 people who have gotten divorced and like have never seen the spouse again.
Yeah.
Who can, you know, who have done I want to be done, and actually we're completely done.
That's true. There's not many people like that.
Yeah.
Because you share things. You share friends. You share a place.
Right. I mean, unless you've been married for like 15 minutes, you know.
Yeah,
but if
that's
you've
different.
got any time under your belt, then you've created things together, and you need to do something with them, and you're going to continue to share them. So
Yeah. So,
okay.
I mean, like take for example the Kim Kardashian Chris Humphries marriage, because I think that's such a wonderful example of a marriage. So beautiful.
Yeah.
All 72 days of it. You know, and
that's some great
I'm
stuff.
sorry,
Right there.
that's
just a wrong.
That's a fling,
Yes,
and
right.
the fact that they got married in the middle of the fling. Well, that's just, you know.
Yeah.
That was just costumes.
Yeah. And honestly, when we're talking about, you know, this whole topic, that's really not who we're talking about.
No.
Yeah.
Because that's all the drama.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, obviously, I think that the public is well aware of what a real marriage is and what not real. That's not real.
Yeah.
We know that that's not real.
We're talking about you've been married 2 years, 7 years,
Well,
25 years.
1 year's good. 1 year's good. You know, it's like I'm looking at like Katy Perry and Russell Brand. They look like they were actually happy.
Yeah.
And then something happened. And now, of course, we don't know what happened between them. But there's like allegations that he was disrespectful to her, you know, really Christian parents. And I could see that. You know, the guy is irreverent. I mean, he's a comedian.
Right,
and
that is
and you know, he's kind of his thing. Yeah, I get that. And, you know, there are certain things that wear on people. And the disrespect wears on people. And that kind of thing isn't forgivable right off the bat. That you're not going to come to a healthy conclusion on that one right there. You know, you really have to sit down. I mean, there are therapists that actually work with couples so that they could have a healthy divorce.
Yes.
So that they can conclude things. Because concluding and closing things is a healthy thing. But what we tend to do is like, fuck you, I'm out of here. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Talk to my lawyer. Well, How do you heal from that?
I mean, that's not a healthy conclusion.
No. This is why you need to talk it out. This is, this isn't to get back together.
No.
This is just to be able to say, look, I don't want to be holding this big bag of hate for you everywhere I go. I don't want to bring this into my next relationship. I don't want to bring this into my happy life. I just want to be done.
Because, see, a little side note is this really has nothing to do with your ex.
No.
Or your soon-to-be ex or whatever. It's always about you.
Right. So, the second thing for a healthy divorce, if there's a possibility, get a mediator. In New Jersey, see, now, that's the statistic you wanted me to say.
Go for it.
They had 60,000 divorces filed in 1 year. And because that is a state where you are forced to mediate, only 200 of those ended up in court. That's an incredible statistic. Mediation is, if you agree to mediate, then it's just healthier all the way around. Knowing that someone's going to make that decision for you. Well, and it's so much easier if you make that decision first. Or you're going to have Solomon cut the baby in half. Because that's what a mediator does. And whatever the mediator says is what goes. So isn't it healthier, isn't it better for you to walk in there and saying, this is how we want to do things. We're a little bit wonky about this idea. We don't know how to split this up, but if you could help us with that.
Right.
Easy peasy, right? But that statistic is staggering. 60,000 divorces, 200 end up in court.
That is really, it's staggering, but it just shows the power of that.
Right.
This is, because in essence what it's doing is it's making you and the spouse work together.
Yeah.
Which is something you're going to need to be doing in the
future. You find a new enemy.
Right.
Which is perfect. I mean, you got married at some point, so there has to be some sort of affection there somewhere.
Right.
Let's hope that there was love at some point.
And a little side note, the anger that you're feeling is because there was love and affection at some point.
You're hurt.
Right.
That anger's from hurt. It's not from, I hate you. It's from, I hurt.
Yes.
Because of something that happened. And one of the things that we heard about is the failure of the relationship. Okay? We grieve the failure of the relationship. So, grieve it.
Right.
And don't play it out in public.
But the mediator helps you tap into the successes of the relationship.
Yes, it does. So yes, mediators.
Yeah. We
can't stress that enough. Mediators. And the thing is that a lot of mediators are attorneys. And there are a lot of family attorneys who have decided, you know what? It's so ugly.
Yeah.
This contentious divorce system is so ugly. I'm going to be a mediator, and that way I could still be, practicing something, and it comes to a healthier conclusion.
Right. And when we wrote about this, got a lot of comments from attorneys, and a lot of them really were pissed, saying that we don't do that in our firm because basically what's happened is that lawyers do have souls. Who knew? And they have, they saw the unhealthiness. They realized that they didn't want to be part of this also.
Right.
And so they, like every other industry, they've grown. Industries either have a choice. They either become more ethical or less. And these ones have become more ethical. They want people to leave their office happy. It's also good marketing, but that's a completely different topic.
Yeah, as we're talking about this, we have our dogs playing out a divorce right here.
Yeah, right. No, that ain't playing divorce. Yeah, when we play that, we're not going to get divorced. What?
They're play fighting.
They're play fighting.
We don't play fight. We don't play fight at all.
No, we don't. But I do bite you on the neck sometimes.
Oh Lord,
Just saying.
this is a PG. No, it's
No,
not.
it's
It's
not.
not
This
safe
is
for
not
kids.
this is
not
not
safe for
PG.
kids.
This
If you
has
have
never
kids,
been PG.
get them out of here.
Yes.
Next thing, decide to commit to creating a new relationship with your ex. You are in relationship with your ex, as we said before.
Yes.
You are going to decide, we are going to have a healthy ex relationship.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to be mean to each other. We don't have to be jerks to each other. We're just going to be civil.
Right.
We're going to be nice to each other. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to say, I think it's important to say that again. You're still in relationship with your ex. That is a big one. There is no, we're done. This is all, we are transitioning. Okay? Because, see, that goes back to, well, that really deals with every point.
Right.
So you really got to keep that in mind.
I think that
transitioning.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that we have in the society that we're very guilty of is this very black and white mentality. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm with you, I'm not with you. They're alive, they're dead. Well, these are all different states of being. These are all, and for a fact, because even if you've broken up with people, I mean, how many couples end up breaking up and then having sex afterwards? You are in a transition into a different relationship. You don't die, you transition into a different state of being. It's not a black and white. People believe in heaven, people don't believe in heaven. For those who do, well then then death isn't really the final thing. So it's all transition. Get it? And it's also different states of grieving. Mm-hmm. Different states of letting go. So decide we're going to get along. Because life is too fucking short, for people to be angry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been monitoring my speech.
I don't know why.
I don't know. Live and let live. Guess what? After you get divorced, your ex is going to go and live their life.
Yeah.
Which means they might end up with somebody else. Mm-hmm. What is that stupid show? Parenthood.
We love that show.
We love it and we hate it at the same time.
Yeah, it makes
we can't get through that show without doing one of those.
Yeah.
It angers us on so many levels because it's so unhealthy. It really is.
But it's a common unhealthy.
Right.
It's one that you see everywhere, right. And of course they pack it nicely into an hour-long show. As much unhealthiness as possible. Because of course it's drama and whatever. Right.
But there's one where it's a couple who had a baby, and they're broken up, and now he's dating someone. Now he's seeing somebody else. She's been dating somebody else, and since she's actually serious about him. Mm-hmm. And then now that he's dating, she's like, oh, wait, what? How can he?
Yeah.
Just move on. Mm-hmm. I can't forgive you, but I don't want you to be with anybody else.
Yeah. See, they are the ex is
that's
going to do
that's
stuff.
The lack of
right.
closure, because you've never allowed yourself to feel and to close that relationship and to say what you needed to say and to forgive and to move on. You're gonna hold that and you're gonna keep that link with that person open. Like this is no.
And the thing is that sometimes they're going to have something healthy, and sometimes they're going to have something unhealthy. Because see, when we first originally thought about this, that was one of the things in my mind, was that, it's it's nice to have, to be able to get over your ex's doing, getting into a healthy relationship. That's one thing, but they're going to screw up also, and still, that's not your place. Let's say, I shouldn't say that's not your place. You need to decide whether you've created a relationship where that can be your place.
Where you can be friends.
Where you can be friends. Where you can talk to the person and go, wow, that person's really not right for you.
Right. And coming from a healthy place.
Right.
In a place of love and you actually care about them to actually talk to them about this stuff. But, so few of you do. I think about my sister and her ex-husband, and it's not, I mean, that's not a bad relationship or anything, but, you know, she's worked on herself.
Yes.
He's just a dork. I never worked on it. How's that? Well, I did some, but yes, no. Still the flames. Anyway, number 5, and the last one. My house is my house. Boundaries, people.
Yep.
Boundaries. You know, if you leave a house and it's no longer yours, no matter what, it's no longer yours.
Right.
You have left. However, this idea of that hurt and that victimization because, oh, you hurt me kind of thing, and now I lost my house, and that, you know, that you feel like you're entitled to treat it, oh, this is my house. How dare you have things in my house? You know, and then, of course, you have the situations where the property remains yours, but you just don't live there anymore.
All right.
If there's children involved. Well, what better way of teaching your children what boundaries are than respecting the boundaries of your ex? See, that's one of the things that I push. Divorce like your kids are listening to you all the time.
Right.
Which means whatever comes out of your mouth better be this sage wisdom that, wow, your kids can be proud of you every single time you open your mouth. You know, saying things like, oh, that's my house, I paid for that. Guess what? Kids don't respect that.
No.
And that isn't teaching them anything. What that's teaching them is bitterness.
No. Is that the lesson that you want to teach your kids? Because they are getting the lesson.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta go do this. Go ahead. Stupid dogs. They've been fighting now they're thirsty.
Yes, of course. So, you know, divorce with integrity. You know, these are all like big words that, you know, people don't even think about when they're divorcing. They're just so busy being hurt and being angry and being vengeful and how can I really stick it to him or her and, you know, and how dare you, you know, and there's a whole lot of how dare yous in this whole thing, you know, and that is honestly, out of all the feelings that humans have, the how dare you one is probably our favorite because it's so stupid. It really is just such a silly thing to watch. The incensed feeling of
self-righteousness.
Yeah, like how can you do that to me? You know, and how dare you? And
I've been wronged.
I've been wronged. You have, you know, you have wronged me. That victim feeling.
Yeah.
That victim feeling is what makes all divorces, all ugly divorces, what they are.
Yeah.
You have two people feeling that they were victimized. Whether, let's say, you know, let's do like, you know, your typical movie kind of divorce, okay? He cheats on her. She's, oh, how dare you? And she asks for the divorce and get the hell out of the house. And then basically he loses all his money in the divorce. So he's all, how dare you?
Right.
You took all my money away. And so then you have these two hurt people. She's victimized because he cheated on her and broke that vow of fidelity. He's victimized because he's left without a pot to piss in. And how do you fix that? Well, at this point, you can't. It's too late.
Right.
Because I'm so far away with the how dare yous and I got the how dare. You're not going to meet in the middle because you are my... I am victimized by you. You need to apologize to me. Being in that place of victimization, you can't be in a happy place. You can't ever get to that happy place.
Now remember, you can't fix your spouse or your ex-spouse.
No.
If you could have, then you'd still be married.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there's only one person in this situation that you can fix.
That's why,
of course, you.
Yeah, this is why you need to divorce with responsibility. Know that it takes two to tango all the time. It takes two people to make a marriage. It takes two people to break up a marriage. And I don't care if you were Pollyanna Sunshine, and you were the perfect wife, and you had dinner on the table, and you had sex on demand, and you could suck a golf ball through a hose, and you would do this for your husband on a weekly basis, or every 2 or 3 days, you were performing acrobatic acts in the bedroom. I don't care. So he cheats on you. It's still, there's something missing. Things don't happen in a vacuum. Marriages don't break up because one person did something.
Right. And somewhere along the line...
It's a decision. You have to... somewhere along the line, someone decided something.
Yeah. I mean, at one point at least, you decided to get married.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you need to at least take responsibility there.
Yes.
Because, there's very few, as much as we like to think about them, there's very few true shotgun weddings where you were dragged
Not
into
true. Not true. Unless you live in the South.
Yeah,
and those are still there. and I say that not as a joke and not a way of ribbing the South. Even though I like to.
Yeah.
But we know for a fact that the reason we have a 50% divorce rate is because in the South, in the Bible Belt, you still have these people, and I know people, who force their daughters to get married because they get pregnant. And they're too young.
Yes.
And they're too immature. And you force them to get, married, so for the sake of the child, so that they could turn around in a few years and get divorced.
But I am saying, okay, that's a cultural forcing.
But still, it's still going on. Because if you remember, the statistic. If you remove those from the statistic pool, all of a sudden
it's actually not that bad.
Divorce rates are like at 30%.
Right. Yes.
That's a big difference. That is a huge difference.
But my point is that even with that, when we're talking about a shotgun wedding, very solid. Even those ones, that's a cultural forcing, but the people involved probably were happy with getting married, even if she was pregnant, and it was like, oh, okay, well, we're going to live our life, take responsibility. Very seldom in the United States, at least, do we have arranged marriages with you being dragged up to the altar.
I was.
And I know it was.
It was very sad. 2 chickens and a goat.
Yeah, that's right. Many cows.
Many cows. I'm a 10-cow woman.
Yes.
Yes, it's
responsibility.
True. And you know what? I think one of the important things, let's get back down to brass tacks. Since we're talking about divorce, you want to be healthy about it. Well, invest as much time in getting married as you are in a wedding. Yeah. I think that one of the things that is so disgusting about the Kim Kardashian thing is that she had a $10 million wedding for a 72-day marriage. And, that's where we're going now. The idea that the wedding is everything and the marriage is secondary. And, this isn't, maybe I did not fantasize my whole childhood about getting married. Yes, I wanted to be married and I wanted to have kids, but I didn't sit there and fantasize about this wedding and what I was going to wear and all this. But what we're doing now is implanting that thought in little girls. And we're implanting this idea that, that wedding day, you are the special one and that is your day and blah, blah, blah. We need to stop that conversation. We need to stop saying those things because it's not healthy. And you're getting what you get. It's not just her day. It's their day. And yes, I could say that all I want to, and people are going to keep doing what they want to, and I understand that. But wouldn't it be nice if people actually got married and they cared more about their marriage than they did about the wedding day? Now, don't get me wrong. I still look at the wedding dresses. I think, I love looking at that stuff. I watched the royal wedding last summer. I love that stuff. I'm not gonna. I'm a
all very
girl. At
pretty.
the end of the day, I'm a girl. It's very pretty. I like it. But wouldn't it be nice if you invested as much time and money on creating a good relationship?
See, that is, I think that's actually a concept that people miss, is that the reason why you're watching the royal wedding and it's so beautiful and it has that emotional content is not because the tulle on the dress is so pretty or whatever.
There was no tulle on her dress.
Okay, whatever.
It's all satin. It was
Or
really
the
pretty.
funny
The
hats
funny
or
hats.
whatever. But it's not. It's because it's a symbol of hope. You want them.
That's why they wear
to
white.
stay married.
Yeah.
Forever and ever and ever, and be in love
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. That's the symbol there. That's the reason why this is, it makes people cry. And then they get married and then everybody forgets.
Yeah. They're done.
Uh-huh.
Instead of being the cheerleaders for their marriage and saying, yes, go, go, go. And what we do is, like when people come to us and they're hurt in their marriage, we tend to take a side. We need to stop doing that too.
Right.
We need to promote the marriage, because if they're coming to you hurt, they're already outside of that, what we call that corporate entity called marriage. So if they're pulling back, they're actually, they're outside of, they're leaving that.
Right.
So you have to coach them to go back. It's not your place to separate them. It's not your place to fuel their victimhood.
Right. Yeah. You need to coach them to create a better relationship.
I don't know about you guys, but I've had a lot of people. Well, of course, because I'm a therapist, I have a lot of people who would come to me for that. But I also have had friends and family who've come to me to talk to me about their relationship and things not working and whatnot. And I have a very hard and strict rule that I don't talk about spouses.
Right.
I don't.
One, because there's just the practical thing of, they
don't want to be a bitch about it. And
they'll be pissed today, and then tomorrow they'll be in love, and then you're sitting there going,
damn,
damn, I just talked really bad about them.
Yeah.
And then they come back at you with you never liked them.
Well, the story, my best story on this one is my sister, and when she told me, and actually it was me and Paul and my brother and my sister-in-law, she told us, I'm leaving him. And all of us did one of those, it was really good, actually. It was not, yeah, secretly yay, but it was just like, oh yeah, I'm leaving him. Okay. Nobody says anything. Yeah, this is it. We're like, okay. And she's still pushing, she's saying, yeah. And then finally I'm like, okay, you serious about this? Yes. You're done? Yes. And so then, instead of us bashing him, which we could have, because we all couldn't stand the guy, we pumped her up. And yes, you could do better, and yes, you could move on without this guy. You didn't need him anyway because he was a total shit, and we weren't wrong. And so then,
a little bit of bashing, but not too much.
No, we didn't say those things. But the idea that she could do better.
Right.
And the next day, we go to the movies. And hey, you want to go? Yeah, let's go. We all show up at the movies, and she shows up with her husband. My sister-in-law and I just did one of those, what the fuck? And we're like, oh, okay, and, it was like, okay, you need to go to the bathroom. And, of course, my brother and Paul are like, what are you going to do with her in the bathroom? I'm like, I'm going to kick the crap out of her is what I'm going to do. We get her in the bathroom, and we're like, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, no, I'm done. I just, I'm not going to just kill it like this, and he wants to try. She goes, but I'm so done. She was giving him a chance. Giving him enough rope to hang himself. But it was still that, you still had to play both sides of the, you couldn't completely, but then again, they also had kids and you couldn't really,
Right.
even though I was probably a little too vocal.
So again, the coaching, though, is to coach them into having the best possible relationship.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean staying married.
No.
And that doesn't mean rushing to divorce. That means the best possible relationship.
Be nice.
Yeah. Whatever that relationship is.
Keep your integrity.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's all you have. And, being a mega bitch and hurting people might feel good for 2 seconds, but in the long run, it doesn't. It doesn't, I could easily fall into that, and I know that. But I would rather be able to sleep at night knowing that I am the best person I could possibly be. And I'm sure you appreciate that. And people might not see that. People might not understand that. But, that's them. Because they want to live in victimhood. Being honest doesn't mean that you're being mean.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, so that's our divorce show.
Yeah.
Next week we're going to
3.5
have,
minutes.
I know,
Okay.
next week we're going to have Lavera Miller. She's a doctor.
Ooh.
And
Next week we've got a guest.
we have a guest
Okay.
next week.
Gotta get
She
everything
wrote a
right.
book called Womanopause. Stop pausing and start living.
Oh, her.
Her.
Got it.
I know, we've been trying to get her on the show for a while. She sounds like fun.
Yeah.
She sounds
Plus, I
like
get her emails like 9 times a day.
Yeah?
She sends them. Yes. Yeah. It's nice.
Lavera.
Yay.
So
Excellent.
yes, I think she also writes with her husband.
Really?
I think so.
Ooh.
I'm almost positive that she
cool.
does. But yeah, she's an MD, and she's going to talk about menopause. So this is
Yes,
our
it
Ricky.
is. Yeah.
What are you doing, Ricky?
Just look
looking.
at
Look straight
Look
ahead.
there.
Look
Okay.
straight ahead. Say hi.
Hi.
That's our Ricky. Is there a five? Oh my God, your hands are so cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can't get through a whole show without poking his head in. So of course, now at the end of the show, you want to know what our Super Bowl predictions are, and I know that you've been waiting
Really?
for our Super Bowl predictions. So, do you want to give your prediction?
I think Legolas will win.
Who?
Legolas?
Legolas? You're gonna go with Legolas. I'm gonna go with in the
Also
first
cool.
in the first third. I think Gandalf is going down,
Oh, okay.
but he's gonna come back strong in the last one.
Got it.
Yeah, we don't watch those things.
No.
We're gonna do Lord of the Rings trilogy day on Sunday.
Watch all of them.
Watch all of them because that's what geeks do on
That's
Super
right.
Bowl Sunday.
What, it's only 9.5 hours worth of
Yeah,
movie?
only because we're watching all the director's cuts.
Yes. So we've got all the food ready. We're ready.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna do it all like it's Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
Because it's, we're going to do the little weenie things and, lots of sausage apparently.
I'm thinking of painting my face and...
It's going to be like on the orc team for the first one because the orcs win the first one.
Right, yes.
First third.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Everybody has their traditions,
Uh-huh.
and I think everybody should respect theirs.
That's right.
I don't understand how people sit there and whoa over the Super Bowl. I just don't. I don't get it. It's like if it's not your team, why would you give a crap?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey,
See?
I don't even know who's playing. It's bad.
It's Patriots and the Eagles.
Okay.
See, at least read something. That's
I'm not even seeing it on the Hoobadoob.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I
I know that what was it? Tom Brady's wife sent out an email, pray for him because she doesn't think that he could win without the help of God.
I see. Isn't that the one from the Brady Bunch?
No.
No? Okay.
No, she's married to a supermodel who's almost a billionaire.
Really?
Something Bushin or something.
Apparently God is sending her money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it really matters. Anyway, so come back next week. We're going to be talking about menopause and stuff like that
Yay,
with our
with the
guest,
guest.
Lavera Miller. And read coupledom.com during the week. You can catch this show later on today on YouTube. You can tell your friends and send it to your friends and post it on your Facebook and like it and thumbs up it and all that good stuff. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Ciao.
Okay. there. Now let's do everything right.